Featuring the continental flavor, the Optis Valley Working Street is a commercial strip newly developed in 21st century. At an impressive site near this crossing sits a cafe called Wakanda. It survives among several international coffee chains nearby. Coffee used to be foreign to China, yet Wakanda managed to rise to the most popular cafe in Wuhan. Here it is, Wakanda Coffee! Hi! There are 2 stories over here, covering an area of 60 square meters in total. The decoration is simple and lively. On the first floor are the cashier desk and the worktop. This space up here is kind of cramped. We have a long table and several handy chairs. You got all you need here. It looks ordinary, yet 83% of customers are regular ones. Wakanda was founded by Ellen at post-1990s, and she got 2 partners, Li Fei and Kan Lei, who are now in Shanghai.
因为我以前是做钢琴培训，然后在我的每一个钢琴培训的地儿都有一台咖啡机。
Kan Lei takes charge of the brand image. He's one of the earliest members of the team.
我可能买过几十台吧，商用咖啡机，所以这市面上所有的咖啡机和设备，还有咖啡豆什么，可能就是玩的比较多，比较了解。
He's the only one in the team who knows coffee.
因为市面上呢没有那个专门专注于咖啡 POS 系统的软件，然后我们就自己开发了。
Why did you decide to start a coffee business?
其实我是本人没有任何咖啡情节的，比如好多人会憧憬我要开个咖啡店啊，怎么样。
Ellen is a designer. She loves painting. The logo of Wakanda head office and all the menus and posters of the branch stores were designed by Ellen.
其实做生意这个东西啊，它没有什么东西是刻意的。好多东西就跟爱情一样，它是自然而然发生。
You compare it to relationships like 缘分 in Chinese, but it's not answer I want. There's one more special thing about Wakanda. In June 2018, the first store was launched. In less than 2 years, it got 6 branch stores in Wuhan, with a daily sales volume ranging from 3 to 500 cups each store. This is quite something for SME like Wakanda. So, what is the secret to its success? 12 RMB, it's less than $2. It must be one of the secrets of Wakanda's success. How much is a cup of coffee supposed to be? In Europe and US, most coffee costs $2 or euros. The international coffee chains around Wakanda offer general coffee at home, and when they make presents in China, they offer coffee at much higher price.
我们的 slogan 也是好咖啡不需要那么贵嘛。
Wise choice. Coffee is just a cup of the beverage.
当时就是感觉市面上的咖啡，要不太贵了，要不不好喝，要不又贵又不好喝。
That's another secret to success. You have to work hard to survive. Otherwise, Wakanda would not be made known to the customers. Drink the coffee, it costs much less, yet tasty. Great coffee doesn't have to be expensive, indeed. I believe many of you have seen this picture. It was taken on January 27, 2020, the 4th day after Wuhan was locked down. In this 3rd time, the Wakanda delivered coffee to the hospital. During the first 2 times, out of the concern for safety, the hospital and Wakanda agreed to adopt the contactless delivery pattern. But during the 3rd time, 2 doctors rushed out, bowing to the Wakanda volunteers. They were 2 meters away from each other, protected by the eyewear and silent. Yet, the act itself said so much. This is the signature offer of Wakanda, made with the reference to the American and Vietnamese coffee and called Chinese latte. Before the COVID-19 epidemic, the daily sales volume of Chinese latte of the 7 stores in total was between 150 and 200 cups, 40% of the total sale. After the COVID-19 outbreak, Allen renamed it into Wuhan Latte. As far as Allen recalls, on January 21, 2020, when the Spring Festival approached, most of the Wakanda employees had left Wuhan. No one was prepared for such worsening situation later. On January 23rd, it was officially announced that all the dining and entertainment business should be closed down, and no one was allowed to leave Wuhan. The pedestrians and cars all disappeared in a minute. There were rampant speculation about this announcement online.
打了你一巴掌，你就2种本能反应，要么就是战，要么就是逃。可能我们的反应就是战。
You got your reasons behind the decision. Wuhan is a heroic city. The revolution in 1911 began here in Wuhan. In the fight against fascism, many citizens died in the Battle of Safeguard in Wuhan in 1938. The brutal war was clearly memorized by the Chinese. At the turn of the century, when the catastrophic flood took place in 1998, Wuhan managed to survive, keeping the city and its citizens safe and sound. Now, Wuhan is challenged with another test, the COVID-19 epidemic. Most of Wakanda's customers are the students and teachers from 2 colleges and universities nearby, and the white-collar workers from the hospital and office building. And now the hospitals are just the battlegrounds. When the adjunct doctor went fighting against the evil virus, Wakanda wants to do something to help. The medical workers used to be Wakanda's regular customers. They are heavy users of coffee. It doesn't cost much to buy a cup of coffee. Yet, it means something priceless when Wakanda turns it into something unique to Wuhan and delivers it to the medical workers who are fighting against the virus. No, it's love, caring of family, and warmth in winter. The Chinese female writer Yang Jian writes on the title page of Besieged City, the novel written by her husband Tian Zongshu. Those who are in the city want to escape, while those outside want to rush in. This sense happened in Wuhan in early 2020. On January 30, 2020, COVID-19, a strange expression primarily defined by WHO, hit the world hard, claiming countless lives. On February 4th, an airplane that carried overseas Chinese in Iran landed in Wuhan. Staff from the Iranian embassy in China managed to get into contact with an Iranian citizen named Sina. This is Sina, the barista of Wakanda. He had heard from the embassy twice and declined to leave Wuhan. Sina has been working here since the first launch of the Wakanda store. He is also one of the volunteers here. In the face of danger, Sina decides to stay. There are also a lot of people who want to get back to this city. This is Xiaohao, also a Wakanda volunteer. When Wuhan was locked down, Xiaohao was on his vacation in Chengdu.
这次从成都回武汉的话，可谓是一波三折。先是我的飞机票因为疫情原因，当时的航班取消掉了，然后我又是赶忙在手机上面查一下高铁票，结果发现高铁也没有直通到武汉的，后来就只能想办法先通过坐高铁到钱江，然后再联系家里人驱车把我送回武汉。
It is hard yet he succeeds.
在公众来讲是一个节点。
I agree with you. If an event does not take place, you can hardly imagine what things would be like.
我们只能说它这件事儿发生了，在发生了以后我们做的怎么样。
Live or stay is just a choice. In an era of image, everything will be recorded under the lens. They record the migrant workers and visitors to Wuhan and the citizens of the city, volunteers who pick up the medical workers, public servants at communities, migrant workers and villages in Wuhan, food delivery men, couriers, medical workers and the sanitation workers during the peak of the epidemic, the diners, drugstores, supermarket, convenience stores and the pet stores, and unknown cafes joined the fight against the virus. In the toughest 76 days in Wuhan, there are the most active neurons and the blood capillaries that run across Wuhan.
请问奶的温度是多少？
我们这里的是60度。
谢谢。
During the epidemic was chilly winter, and the volunteers ensured that the ladder was 80 centigrade for the fear that the coffee may go cold, and the medical workers got it. An extra cover is added to keep coffee warm, just like this. The Wakanda volunteers began to deliver from 300 to 500 cups of coffee to 2 hospitals nearby every day. In Wuhan, Wakanda is just a startup. No one knew when the epidemic would be and no one knew how long would be this young team survive. Wakanda became a hit. Many donations floated toward Wakanda. A cup of warm coffee relieves the fear and anxiety created by the epidemic, cheering people up, and the numerous orders were placed online. Many customers from across China cheer Wakanda up. This is a world of love. The bell of the Hong Kong Customs House rang. The lockdown measures were removed. Wuhan is back.
Wakanda reopened as well. Wakanda absolutely not Chinese.
其实真的没有什么意义，只是觉得挺好玩、挺好记的。
Why is the logo in black, Travel Chief?
就是觉得很闷呐。
In 76 days, Wuhan revived. How is this possible? Upon the outbreak of the pandemic, in addition to over 600,000 local medical workers, 42,600 outstanding medical workers, nationwide and over 900 experts on public health and epidemic prevention were sent to Wuhan, followed by over 500.3 million of protection suits, nearly 10 million N95 masks, and 65,000 sets of the medical rescue equipment and 22,000 sets of respiration and adjuvant therapy equipment, and the National Diagnostics and Treatment Solution was upgraded 7 times within 50 days. The medical resources from 19 provinces were allocated to 16 cities, excluding Wuhan in Hubei, and the total of 86 hospitals were rebuilt and 60 shelter hospitals built, offering over 60,000 beds. 2 rounds of screening were carried out among the 4.21 million households in Wuhan. Of course, we got over 9 million Han citizens staying at home to keep from getting infected. Many overseas Chinese donated many epidemic prevention supplies to Wuhan at the early stage. Business at Wakanda Optics Valley is gloomy subject to the epidemic. Wakanda has closed several stores and rumors rise online.
别人怎么想，我们管得了吗？不可能的。 那我们就做自己的就是了嘛。
Media coverage is always double-edged sword.
同行里那么多人，就是一上来我们做完了以后，就说我们在炒作呀，什么什么，是吧？有什么可炒作的呢？
We got a staggeringly large amount of donation, so we made an announcement taking dianping.com as the sole payment channel. We don't accept any money transfers via the other channel. As epidemic under control, Wakanda reopened its branch stores. In less than 1 year, 20 franchises in Hangzhou, Xiamen in Dalian joined Wakanda.
在武汉，其实我们是第一家做的就是光谷店。
It's the birthplace of Wakanda.
那人嘛，人都是有念旧的情节嘛。
The Optic Valley store started in New Point of Wakanda. Now the manager is Andy. 谢谢。
The founding members of Wakanda are now nationwide. We can still see pedestrians wearing masks. The shadow of the epidemic continues, but Wuhan is getting rid of it, returning to the way it used to be. Wakanda is negligible to this busy crossing, but I know I will remember it. And the Chinese latte.